since you've been doing this 48 years, you've no doubt seen lots of change happen in the church.
Yeah.
And that's what we're talking about today, leading in seasons of change.
Yeah.
Now, I know anyone who has tried to implement change knows it's not easy and it's not always embraced by others. I'm one of those people, I really don't like change. Why do people, especially like me, resist change so much?
Well, I think the main reason is it's not their idea. We all, we do a little exercise when I teach this workshop. I always just have people pair off 2 by 2 and get back to back. And then I ask them to change 7 things. And 100% of the time, as soon as they do it and we have them turn around and go through what did they change, everybody starts putting everything back together. And I always say, who told you to stop and to put everything back? And it just lets us know that any change that's not constantly monitored and not totally led through the whole process, people want to put things like they were before. And, after the pandemic, that's been the biggest problem with church is people say, when is it going to go back to like it was? And the answer is never. Because people have changed, we've all changed. Now in the local church, if you don't do everything online as well as doing it live, we gave people a choice. Now they want a choice. And it's just unreal. It's not going back to the way it was. Most of our churches, they totally changed people. I mean, there were all these new people showing up that wasn't before. And, we just don't like change. But the fact is, change, the one thing that is constant is change is always going to be with us. And it's something that we have to contact. I mean, personally, every dad don't want and mom doesn't want their kids to grow up. But I'm telling you, grandkids are wonderful. It's the reward for not killing the first bunch. And, it's one of those things that I would hate for my kids to just stay little all the time. Mm-hmm. The relationship that I have with my grown kids, their husbands, I don't know what, I know one of them married, my youngest daughter, married a guy who's 6'6", and we wouldn't have any batteries in our fire alarms or any light bulbs changed if the tall dude hadn't joined our family. I mean, he can do all this stuff without a ladder. And, where some people say, oh, my daughter got married. Yeah, to Jolly Green Giant. He can change everything, and well, let's just work the dude. And so we just don't always look at the benefits of change. Mm-hmm. And not all change is good. Change just for change's sake is not good. But if it's a change that's needed to make things better, and I think that's where the church needs to be open to, is just seeking after change. Now, when it comes to life change, we're all about that. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, it's important that we don't do things the same way we always did. And if you want something different, you're going to have to do different actions to get different results. And so that flowing with change, I think if I had not been flexible through all these different stages of my ministry and been open to change, I would have missed out on. So, my first church, I had 7 kids in my children's church. And, we started making some changes and doing some things to go after people in the community that nobody wanted, going after families and things. And I found myself in the 90s working in a church where it grew to where we were reaching 5,000 kids a weekend. And we were doing 3,000 in drive up and 2,000 in bus ministry back in those days. And I just think of, if we don't accept change, then there's going to be a lot of changed lives that don't happen because we weren't willing to flow with changes.